July. That was way earlier than I expected. I thought this was going to be released in October at the earliest, but I guess I was wrong. If I had to guess, this season will probably follow the same length as the last season. 2 cours, 1 season break in between, that kind of thing, you know? But I'm also hearing rumors that this season will be longer than the last one, ranging between 25 to 30 episodes. This is coming from some guy on Twitter saying that ReZero Season 3 will be longer than usual, ranging between 25 to 30 episodes like this one is. But the longer Mushoku Tensei season actually just makes no sense to me, honestly. It looks like they're adapting volumes 7 through 12, which should take around 23 episodes, which is how long the first season took. But stretching all those volumes over the course of 25 to 30 episodes sounds way too long to me. I mean, hey, if they're going to add some time to the characterization and some of the B plots in this arc, I'm totally fine with that, to be honest. I noticed that this volume's emphasizing a lot of the Volume 7 content, so I won't get too in-depth with all the other volumes. But I have to say, if you're emphasizing Volume 7 content, it's really misleading towards the rest of the season. This trailer is pitching the season to be full of crazy action scenes and really crazy animation, but that's not what you're gonna get. I mean, we will get it, but it's only gonna last like 4 episodes at most. For those of you who haven't read the light novel, this season's gonna have a lot less action than the first season. Also, don't expect the season to give you the same sense of adventure that the first season gave you, because most of these episodes will be confined to a single setting, the Magic University. This was alluded to at the very end of the first season, so this isn't spoilers. And while that sounds less appealing than what's pitched in this trailer, trust me when I say this, the rest of the core will likely make this show a contender for best romance of the year. Hot take here. And this romance ain't like the creepy shit that we saw in season 1. The spice in the light novel was fine-tuned to perfection. Anyway, there was something in the latest trailer that I thought was way more glaring than I saw in the first trailer, and that's the character designs. I mean, I can't be the only one who thinks this, but I'm just gonna say it. Teenager Rudius looks really fucking weird. Bruh, look at his cheeks, bro. Why are his cheeks like that? Did his eyes and mouth change shape or something? I don't know what the fuck's happening here. This look is just so surprising to me. It doesn't even look that bad. It just looks way more different than what we saw in the first season. I mean, maybe I'll get used to it after a while, but for right now, it doesn't look the best, to be honest. I mean, Sylphie's character design looks great, so no complaints there. And slightly older Rudius in the poster looks great too, so this chubby cheek Rudius that we got in the trailer won't be too much of a problem if I still get bothered by it in the first 4 episodes. But overall, I'm glad to see the season getting adapted so soon. It's probably my favorite arc in Mushoku Tensei, and probably the most unique out of all of them too. I wouldn't say it's as unique as Vinland Saga's farm arc, but it definitely has a different tone when looking at Rudius's character and the themes that the university arc covers. Volumes 11 and 12 are also great to see, because those volumes go back to the more adventurous side of the show, the anime, the light novel, whatever. But if Studio Bind follows the same formula, we probably won't see those till winter 2024, so we have a lot of time till then. Well, those are my thoughts on the trailer. Like the video if you too are a believer in Sylphie's supremacy, and subscribe if you want to see me do weekly episode reviews of season 2. Anyway, see you all next time. No, fuck that. I'm not ending the video right now. I've got a lot more to say about the rumors I mentioned earlier, but please do like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Let me first go over exactly what's been quote-unquote leaked since last February. A leaker on Twitter first accurately leaked the director change of Mushoku Tensei Season 2. I mean, this isn't too crazy of a leak. They also said that Mushoku Tensei will have more than 25 episodes. To be more precise, they said 30 to 35 episodes. Later, they clarified this longer season, stating that Season 2 will cover 3 parts while showing the cover of Volume 14. This hints towards the idea that Season 2 will go so far as to adapt Turning Point 4. Now, that's all this user leaked in terms of Mushoku Tensei content. But to analyze the credibility of this leaker, let's look at their leaks for ReZero Season 3. So they first leaked that ReZero Season 3 will have modified character designs. And from what we've seen from the trailer, this seems to be somewhat accurate. There seems to be a few tweaks in the character design of a few characters like Subaru. They then stated that ReZero Season 3 will also be 30 to 35 episodes, which I would have said was outlandish, but now that we know that the season will cover 2 arcs instead of just 1, this is probably true, but it's still not confirmed. Later, the leaker corrects the last leak, saying that Season 3 will not be 30 to 35 episodes, but more like 50 episodes in a single season. Well, anyway, the Twitter account was then deactivated not too long later and reactivated a few days ago, right before Anime Japan, or around the time Anime Japan started. Since then, the only new leak this user indicated was that ReZero Season 3 will be done by Studio White Fox. Alright, That was everything this leaker said. And now, as for what I think of these leaks, I think some of these are complete bullshit. The most obvious being ReZero's 50 episode season. Even if there were breaks between each core, 50 episodes for a show of ReZero's quality is too much for any studio to handle. It also just doesn't make much sense mathematically. It took White Fox 4 years to start releasing season 2, and it's only been 2 years since they finished the last season. And if the studio animating season 3 keeps the same timeline as season 2 in terms of marketing, ReZero season 3 will likely start airing in summer 2024. That gives whatever studio working on this 3 years to make the next season, which is way less time than White Fox had to make season 2. Now, I am aware of the troubled production of ReZero season 2, with the studio losing a lot of key staff and outsources for season 2, but they made 24 episodes in that season. A season that did not have much action and contained a lot of static scenes without much movement. And from what I've heard, arcs 5 and 6 will have way more action scenes than season 2. So even if all the stars aligned during production, being able to get all the staff you wanted, outsourcing several episodes to different studios with no interferences, it should be almost impossible to release a 50 episode season with this short amount of time, even with season-long breaks between each core. The only way I see something like this happening is if they take year-long breaks between each core, like Attack on Titan did for its final season. So this particular leak should already be signaling a bunch of red flags regarding the credibility of this leaker. The 3-part season for Mushoku Tensei Season 2 also doesn't make much sense at all. If Studio Bind did plan on making this season cover an important volume like Volume 14, don't you think they would have teased it in the first trailer? They showed plenty of hints towards Volume 12 being adapted, but they showed nothing hinting Volume 14, and it would have made a lot of sense to do so if they planned on adapting it. The trailer would have left a lot more of an impact if they showed any tease toward Turning Point 4. Every light novel reader would have been freaking out about season 2, which would have helped the marketing for the season tenfold in my opinion. Well, I'm over exaggerating, but you get the point. Now you could say that showing anything from Volume 14 would be considered as spoilers, but bruh, come on. By your definition of spoilers, the teasers would have already spoiled Volume 12, but it didn't. You know why? Because random frames out of context make no sense to anime onlys. For example, anime onlys, do you know what's happening in this scene and the context behind it? It's happening at a very critical moment in the series. Of course you wouldn't, but if a teaser showed this frame, light novel fans would have gone crazy. A single tease of a part 3 would have elevated the hype of this season to a new level, but they didn't do that. You know why? Because it ain't gonna fucking happen this season. So with all the marketing we've been getting, it would make no sense for Mushoku Tensei Season 2 to contain 3 parts. In my opinion, I think it makes a lot more sense for Season 2 to be split into 2 cores, with each core containing 11 to 13 episodes. It's the same format as last season, and it's likely gonna be the same format for the next season. So, Mushoku Tensei fans, please just don't trust these rumors. You could be hyped for the possibility of these rumors being true, but please just don't expect them to be true. Otherwise, you'll just set yourself up for disappointment when the season finally airs. So, I will now end with a short final message to all Mushoku Tensei light novel readers. Get fucked, Simps! Ha!